Hey, good morning, traders. Hope you're all doing well. And it is Thursday, August 8th. Everything's firing, good to go here. Volatility has increased. We got some jobs reports that came out that pulled the markets aggressively higher after we had a pretty strong downturn yesterday. And a lot of the news is around the Japanese yen and the carry trade that's been going on. So, apparently, right, the spot component of the global carry basket suggests that 75% of the carry trades have been removed, according to JP Morgan strategists that wrote in a fresh research note. Much of the market volatility over the past week can emanate in Japan, right, where the carry trade based on the yen went sour as the BOJ raised rates during the same week the Federal Reserve signaled unintended cut. So the clock is still ticking for the G10 carry, the analyst noted, describing another carry trade that involves borrowing at low rates to invest in high yielding assets elsewhere. So we saw that VIX, right, this past week has been spiking realistically. Um, the Nikkei, right, out of Japan had a massive downturn over several sessions, only to rally, right, increasing a decent bit off those lows. We can take a look at this, right? We're up about 16% off those lows, we can call it. And what's been going on, right? The equity market in the states, the S&P, the Nasdaq have been getting hit, and our bottoms in. A lot of bottom callers are trying to find where the lows of this market are to get another swing into the election. So there is some potential in that, right? A lot of people are calling for a massive crash to just eliminate everything. Well, on the other hand, many traders are still looking at this as a potential for a really good dip buying opportunity to see if we can take control of that 6,000 marker on the S&P. So the clock is ticking. We'll see what happens from there. But I think there could be a little more downside. I don't know what today. Today we had a very nice pop off of this news. We'll see how material that is once the big boys come in off that market open. So there's some other news around, right? We have Boeing, we have space, we have Costco as well, cracking down on membership sharing on the Costco front. It's setting up devices at store entrances to discourage non members from shopping at its locations. Once deployed, prior to entering, all members must scan their physical or digital membership card, the company said in a press release, and guests must also be accompanied by a valid member for entry. The move comes soon after the retailer hiked its membership fees for the first time in 7 years, while its low prices continue to attract many shoppers. With the latest monthly sales rising 7.1%, and Costco shares are up nearly 25% year to date. The other news that we have this morning comes from Boeing. So, Boeing, right? Boeing has been in the news for not the best of things as of late, as we all know. And the Boeing Starliner, right, the spacecraft has faced helium leaks and thruster issues since flying to the International Space Station in June and stranding astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams in the far reaches of the thermosphere. So the mission is to ISS. To the ISS was supposed to only last 8 days, but 2 months have already passed, and now there's talks of a situation lasting until early 2025. So there have been disagreements about the data and the potential risks tied to the Starliner amid investigations that are still ongoing. While Boeing has vouched for the craft, NASA leadership is still debating whether the vehicle can be deemed safe for the return to Earth, and the agency is now weighing in a plan that to bring back the astronauts via Boeing rival SpaceX. Here comes Elon, which will deliver food and supplies to the station, including extra clothes for Wilmore and Williams. And in the coming weeks, will be critical as a decision will have been made whether to include two empty seats on the next SpaceX mission, whose launch has been pushed to September and has a return date of February 2025. And if NASA decides to change the mission, we will take actions necessary to configure Starliner and an uncrewed return. Boeing responded in a statement. However, it will be the latest in a series of reputation problems for the company. We saw MAX jet crashes. We've seen Boeing just get absolutely decimated from peaking about 260. Door plug blowouts, guilty pleas, and more. So that will need to be resolved by CEO Kelly Ortberg, who starts his role today. So we got a decent amount of news, but the major news that we're looking at is the carry trade naturally and what's going on with that and how it's affecting the equity market. That has seen a larger downturn over the past few sessions here. And right now, some of the news that came out of the jobless claims have prompted a pop in the equity market that exploded above the overnight resistance that was sitting at 53.30 or 52.35 on the S&P, creating a lot of volume into these lows. So this little pop, right, we're holding the bottom bands, these distributions fairly well with a failure to accept this low volume that was created Monday night, Tuesday morning, we can call it. So right now, things are looking a little solid for the buyers, right? They're holding out pretty well here, and they're looking for some kind of continuation to the upside amidst this news. And we'll see if the seller wants to come in and take control of the 52.60 today. That's going to happen off the open, if anything, to see if those big boys want to continue the momentum that has already started to the downside. So not really much of an update today. I don't have too much to share with you guys, and that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to be looking to see if they want to break under that 52.60. Otherwise, this buy side might be in control, right? That might be it, and we might just have a continuation to attempt those rallies higher. So it's kind of, let's see how this thing transpires off the open type day instead of getting too eager. Before the market opening, before this news came out, it was looking like the sellers did want to keep control of this, but right now we're in a wish-wash situation where the buy side might try to push yet again. So let's see what happens. We'll open up our trading room for our traders this morning and we'll trade this together. I'll see you guys in there. Check out community.tradeproacademy.com for more information on our free Discord, and we have a lot of resources in there. So I'll see